Dr. Lori, I'm at the Juniata Valley Home and Garden Show. My antique appraisal event is about to start. Let's see what they got. These are dyed pink, but these are freshwater pearls. And it does have what looks to be a 14-karat white gold clasp. It's a security clasp. So you pinch it together and then you open it up and then the hook comes off. Pinch it together, open it up and the hook, and then it hooks back on, it clicks back in. And hook it, pinch it, unhook it, and there you go. So they look to be about 16 inches long, maybe 17 inches long, so that's traditional in terms of length. And then you also have, they are dyed the pink color, and they are enhanced the pink color, I should say. They're freshwater pearls, value on them about $300. So this particular piece that you got from your family friend who was in the Korean War is Korean jade, yes. So it's Korean jade. What do you look for? You look for nuances of color and tonality. So you're looking for not only, of course, the formal properties. What does that mean? The feet, the little rings, of course, the intricate carvings, also the intricate carvings on of the top of the storage vessel. Oftentimes they come with their own individual wooden stands, but this particular piece in nuances. So if you look straight down, and I'm trying to hold it up so you can look straight down, do you see how there's lighter and darker areas? The darker areas where the feet are. Also the darker areas where it's carved more sharply carved, usually have darker areas. That's real jade. This is Celadon jade. This particular jade is almost always exclusively found in Korea. And this particular piece is a nice early 20th century piece. This piece also has its lid. And then again, the carving is done, and it's very difficult to carve jade because it is so hard. So basically what you have is these little nuances. So when you see these little areas where it sort of looks like something is punched in, looks like you could fit something in there. And of course, all one piece. So even the rings are part of the whole piece. Now, of course, this particular piece, one piece, even the rings are carved, so all carved at once. Very difficult to do, and that's why value is relatively high. Value on it about $400. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm Betty.
Betty, you're looking fine. I like your tracksuit jacket. Well, those are really in now. You know, I only know because I have nieces, and they're like, Auntie Lori this and Auntie Lori that, and I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, my one niece saw my little phone, which I like because I don't want a big phone yet. I like my little phone. I could throw it someplace. I don't worry about it. Auntie Lori, you have to get a better phone. Why? My phone calls you. I'm fine. It takes pictures. So it's a lot of that. So you're looking very chic and with it, Betty.
Oh, thank you.
I like it. So what have you got? How did you acquire this ruby glass cut to clear floral detailed rose bowl? It once had a collar of metal because this is somewhat sharp. And usually when they're sharp like this, there's a little collar of usually a silver metal that sits there. A rose bowl where you'd put water and rose petals and the whole house would smell beautiful. Oh, fairy lights, that's a good idea. So you put a little light in it, that's fine. Make sure you don't leave that light burning too long in it because, of course, to make this colored glass, you have to put gold, actual gold, into the mixture as you're making the glass. So that's how we get red glass. That's a beautiful piece. Dates to the early to mid decades of the 20th century. How much do you think it's worth? It's worth about $45.
Okay.
Thank you. That's beautiful. I like that. What's your name, hon?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. How did you acquire the Eli Terry Clock? Best known for wooden works clocks. Clocks that have wooden works. Your clock has a wooden dial, hand-painted Roman numerals, and do you have the actual keys for the clock right here? The keys and the pendulum. This looks like a case for this actually looks like another pendulum or maybe for something else in one of the works. It's clearly marked inside Eli Terry, and we also have this reverse glass painted piece here. And when you close it, you can see the beautiful reverse glass painted piece. We have it laying down, which we don't typically do with clocks. We did it in this particular case so we wouldn't have to struggle with it, really, so I wouldn't have to struggle with lifting it. This particular piece is all hand carved in an architectural manner. So recessed pilasters like you would see on a building, paw feet, and then you have a lovely, of course, prosperity or plenty motif here with, again, the basket and the fruit and the leaves. Really gorgeous, well made. Eli Terry pieces date as early as the 1830s into the 1860s time period. Do you know if your works are wooden?
They are.
They are wooden. Great. Okay. So you've checked those before. I'm not going to take this clock apart, obviously, and I'm not going to move it too much either. I appreciate you very much bringing it in. So this piece also has an escutcheon, which is this little element here. You can see the key. You can see the key that's here with the clock, and you can see here this particular element, which is actually inset, and that's an inset ivory escutcheon. Here's the key to this. I'm going to put that right back so we know we have it where it's supposed to be. And how did you acquire it, Tim? Tell me the story. So in your family for generations, this particular clock has a beautiful, beautiful work. And Terry, of course, is an artisan from this neck of the woods. I've appraised, I would say, in the last 22, 23 years, I've appraised about 5 of these mostly. I could say no more than that, probably. They're quite rare, and never have I seen one with a painting in such good condition. What do you think it's worth?
I'm hoping you'll tell me.
Oh, I will tell you, but you must have a thought that you think it's worth something. You have no idea? No idea at all? Yeah, really high? How high would be high? How high would be high enough? 100,000 would be high enough. I don't think it's worth 100,000, but I definitely think it's worth 60,000. Yeah. That's a retail value based on similar pieces working. Now, this is in working condition, correct?
Correct.
Where does it live most of the time? Not near a fireplace, not near a window, not on a porch, not in the man cave downstairs. Where does it live? Living room. We don't use it, right? Okay, you're good. I like it. The carving work is gorgeous. The works of the actual clock is really where the money is, right? But the carving work is beautiful. And I have to say, as I told you, the composition and the condition of the reverse glass painting, unbelievable. And I don't say that much because I'm a cynic and I've seen everything, and most stuff is not in great shape. This is in great shape. And in its time, it was one of the most expensive ones to purchase then. So somebody had to have a couple bucks. Gospel quartets. Oh, boy. So Aretha and Whitney and Dionne Warwick. Let's see, who are the gospel singers? Gospel quartets, Men's Voices by Virgil Stamps. Price $1. Music publishing. How did you acquire it? Copyright 19. Got to put on my glasses. 19. Got to put on my glasses. Hi, Patty. 1938.
Yes.
So do you sing them? Come on. I don't know any of these. Oh, this is terrible. See, this is the thing about the Catholics. You know, we don't learn the Bible stories. It's all about the resurrection. Nothing wrong with it. It's good, but I don't know. I don't know any of these. I don't know any of these. It's terrible. What's my favorite one? The one we did at my mother's, I got to think of my mother's thing. Oh, I don't know any of these. A gospel song. Name one. Well, we got a million of them here, but I don't know any of these. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank goodness someone can think of it. Amazing Grace. Yeah, there's one. Is Amazing Grace in here? Where? Index. See, index. Good. Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace is not in the gospel thing for the Men's Voices. That's terrible. In the Garden. Oh, you like that? Okay, everybody knows that one. In the Garden. In the Garden is not here. Name another one. Sweet Chariot. Sweet as thy love. No chariots either. Oh, we're in big trouble here. 1938. We got no gospel songs that anybody knows. What did you say? Oh, the Rock of Ages. This is my last one. Oh, that's here. 45. 45, not here. Rock of Ages was pulled out of the book, not here. Oh, man. All right. How much you think that's worth, Patty? That lousy book. Probably $2. Lousy book. What have we got? We've got a pendulum here. We've got a cuckoo clock. How did we acquire this? Given to you from a friend. These are cast iron weights. Yeah. This piece actually attaches up to the top like this. And then the pendulum, of course, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, the pendulum. Anytime you move a clock, it's a good idea to remove the pendulum. So doing that was smart. German made. This particular piece was marketed for the American market from about 1950 to about 1975. And let's assume it's working condition. If it's in working condition, I would say value on that piece just about $75. Hi, what's your name?
Melanie.
Melanie, I've got a wooden backboard here.
Yep.
And I've got a early 1900s original work of art. So this isn't a print. This is an actual pastel. It's an oil crayon. And you can see, of course, the figures and, of course, the cross. You can see the age of the frame. Here you can see the frame, of course, is actual solid wood. We've got a little loss here.
Yeah.
But a nice piece. And you acquired it from an attic. So it's been in an attic a long time.
Yep.
And this is composition matter. You can see the white, compost is what we call it. And then it's been gold. So it's all wood. Then they put the molded elements of the composition matter on top. Then they paint the whole thing red. Why? Because our eyes are most attractive to red. And then they paint the red over the red with gold. And that's what you see. That's very typical of these pieces. This piece is quite nice. I'm going to take a second look. Okay. And of course what you have is you have these two particular figures who are climbing onto, again, that idea of sort of climbing toward faith or toward God kind of thing. Very typical 19th century image. We see a lot of these in the 19th century. And value on this piece you're seeing anywhere between probably $250 to $350. In today's market, I'd probably be on the low side because these types of pieces are not as desirable as we might think. You have to replace this backboard. You have to replace this backboard if you want to keep it long term, because it's actually, you can see the acidity coming onto the actual work of art from that backboard already, even from this side. Okay? Do you hang it in your home?
No.
Why not? It would go so well in the foyer. Did you have fun? I had fun too. I had fun too. It's good to be with all of you. I'm Dr. Lori. It's nice to be here. Enjoy the Juniata Valley Home Show. Bye.